Hello and welcome to another episode of No Load Time. We are back. My name is Obed Velez, and with me, it's the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's up, No Load Time? It's good to be back with you, brother. I'm glad to be here, and we've got a great show in hand here. Lots of really good topics.
Yeah, we got some interesting things to talk about for
Yeah,
sure. Again, no notice about last week, right? Joel and I have been very busy, very busy with work. Of course, if you guys have been following us, this is a hobby. We don't really make
yeah,
money out of this. Um, but yeah, we've been very busy. It's been a very challenging couple weeks when it comes to work and for me emotionally as well. If it's been a rough time. I'm getting there. I got to the point, Joe, like straight up, right? Um, like and I'm not gonna go into the weeds, but I needed to take care of myself, right? Um,
good, good.
I deleted TikTok. I deleted Threads because
Yeah,
I haven't used X since whenever the change happened. Um, I actually ended up going back and deleting my X account. So like I am cutting. I'm staying, Facebook because my mom's there, and then and I was like, my mom's like 8 minutes away from me. It doesn't really matter, right? But
shout out to mom.
it's the collection of people. I mean, I did go on a mute rant and started muting. It's like I need to do this for my own well being, right? And I gotta disconnect. I've been trying to trick my YouTube algorithm, where it's getting cleaner. Also been battling a cough since last week. It's been real
Ooh.
bad. So if you hear me either cough or mute anytime during this episode, my apologies in advance.
No, you're
But
good. You're good.
but yeah, man, I took some time for myself, like take a step back, right, and take care of my own mental health. As dudes, we typically like try to go straight and not do, it's like, oh, I don't need therapy, that's fine, right? But you also got to be mindful of the things that could be causing this sort of problems with you. So yeah, I'm taking a break. It's gonna be at least, at least 90 days. I'll take a break, clear my head. I'll come back to all that, brain rot eventually. It's fine. But yeah, dude, it's been a little bit liberating because I do feel much better. It's been like a week and a half now that since I went ahead and did all that, and and it does feel like I don't feel like on edge anymore, which is good, right? It's like I'm gonna try some of that ignorance is bliss that people talk about and see, and kind of like, yeah, I know what's going on, right? But at the same time, um, I will not be a contributor. I will be more of a spectator for the time being, and that gave me some time to actually go back and watch stuff. So. Um, I want to talk Rings of Power, but before I go in, because you finished it, right?
Oh,
I'm one
dude,
I'm one ep- I'm
100%.
one episode away, so um, Drama Daima, lots of fun, real good. My Hero Academia, I got 2 episodes left for the season finale. One Punch Man, I'm probably like 3 episodes away from finishing season 2, and Rings of Power has been what I went back and actually watched because those episodes are pretty long and um, stuff happening. I just want to say, Joel, I understand where the budget went to. I understand. I'm not saying that the story is bad because it's not. I still find it incredibly boring. And I'm on the last step. I'm on like the uh second to, the second episode 7 or whatever, episode 8. There's 8 episodes, right?
The one before the last one was called Doomed to Die. To me, that was my favorite episode
Right.
of the whole season.
See, and I was getting hyped to get to that episode, and I watched it, and I was like, I don't know, bro. It was like it was kind of like maybe Joel hyped it too much for me. I don't
Which
know.
I don't think it was I don't think it was
It
better
wasn't bad.
to
It
me than
wasn't
the first
bad, but
season. It's just very different for sure. Yeah,
right.
very different.
It's just again, this is like I'm trying to get to um like a gaming example with it where the story is good. It's just that you know what? Uh Horizon Forbidden West. It's good. It's good. It's just that the story just doesn't do anything for me. Straight up, no lie. Um I I find what and you can criticize and we'll talk about EA here, right? Um or not EA, I'm sorry. We'll talk about EA later, but we do criticize Warner Games a lot. But I think that what they did for the Shadow of Mordor games is better than this show. Like that story, that type of like Celebrimbor, like getting actually like, oh yeah, taken to Mount Doom and tricked into help, like that, and the betrayal and all that. That approach to the story to me is way better than what they're doing here. Like that, I don't even know what's going on. Like where's the wizard? Like he hasn't showed up in like 2 episodes, and like where's the I don't I just don't know. I just don't know. It's like okay, well, why are the dwarves going to help? Like they didn't really explain. Like Elrond was there, but yeah, like why, right? And
Interesting. Wow.
like there's like not like there's things that are not connecting. Like or the way that they're connecting it, it just to me it just doesn't work.
Interesting.
I I don't know. And again, it just not like and nothing to do like I haven't mentioned it. Like there's nothing to do with casting, nothing to do with
No,
choices
no,
and all
no, no,
that, and
no, no.
artistic liberty
no.
and all that. It doesn't have to do anything with that. It's just that I'm having a hard time just finding the story engaging. It's been like it's been a drag, dude. It's like, I'll watch it, right? That sort of like I'm not hate watching, not She-Hulking it, right? But I'm like, here we go again. Let's see what happens now. So, that's where I am, and I'm 1 episode away to finishing it. I will talk about it next week because I'll finish it for sure. Um, and after that, I'm planning on just starting Penguin, and we'll catch up on that. So we'll talk about it. I heard it's been incredible. So yeah, I'll get there. But yeah, man, I tried to like it. I like season one better. For all the crap that season one got, I enjoyed it better than this one. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think it's cool that they're showing like how powerful Sauron was, right? And like the scope of his power, like he was not only strong, right? He could manipulate minds and manipulate reality to some extent, right? So they are showing that, and I think that's all that's cool, right? And it adds, but um, it's okay. I got a good example for you. There should have been the Clone Wars to the trilogy, although the trilogy is perfect and it doesn't need it. But there should have been the Clone Wars to that, right? Add to the story, give us more. But instead, they're like dilly dallying and I don't know and second guessing. And then Elrond goes and kisses Galadriel. I was like, what the heck? Like things don't add up, right? And there's some strange storytelling choices. And I just it's not I'm not connecting, man. I'm not connecting. So it's unfortunate, but well I'll get the last episode and then we can have another discussion next week or whenever we're back. If we can make it next, we should be able to make it next week. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, dude.
Sure.
That's man. That's where I am on that. So
Yeah, no, totally fair. Yeah, it's tough because I can't really respond or react much. I think without getting to like a full like it'll be good like you're saying for us after you finish it for us to do a full kind of hierarchy overview of
right,
it. Talk about the pros, the cons. You know, I've been honest when I was keeping up with it week to week months ago of talking about how like there's things about it that I thought worked well, and there's things about it that I did feel that did drag that I was very honest about. But I did feel that I did feel that it connected well. I just felt that it dragged, even though it had certain story pieces, and that maybe it could have got to the chase a little faster on certain things. And there's very specific things, and we'll talk about it probably next time once you get through it. And definitely understanding of the perspective. It's good to hear a different perspective on it, because the place that you're coming at from it of how you feel so far is not one that I've heard. I've heard a lot of positive and negative, but I haven't heard your perspective on it, and I like that.
okay,
Like
yeah,
that's fair.
good. That's good.
You know,
Okay,
like I like, like that's good to definitely to hear and see. And like I'll be very curious when you do get a chance. I haven't been able to do a legit what's up in weeks because you've been so behind on these
oh yeah,
open. But like
yeah.
Penguin, I mean that is like literally, I'm just gonna say it now. That is one of the greatest things done on television of the entire year.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to deep dive in it. I can't wait for you
Yeah.
to see it. I mean, week to week, it just
Yeah.
captivated. You would get to points where you would be like, this episode was good, then the next week gets better, and it just keeps ascending to the point that the finale. I saw a recent review on it saying that was the highest rated episode finale of the whole season.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to have.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited to see what's going there. Matt Reeves is an absolute genius when it comes to the world of Batman, and we'll talk about it, but I have beat the drum multiple times and have said I liked the movie. I had some issues with the Batman, primarily the Bruce Wayne stuff. I didn't love the Riddler.
Yeah,
I
okay.
thought I thought that the Penguin was the best character, best villain in the thing. They go and make
Yeah.
a show. I think it's proving my point. The show speaks for itself, and you can see where the strongest suits they really dove into and leaned into a lot. And if anything, this show, because they wanted to be almost like a in between of between movies, and as they're calling it the Batman
like a
saga,
bridge, yeah.
something they're calling it.
Right.
Like you're gonna have to watch this in order to get into the Batman 2, and I love that.
Yeah.
Like it stands alone, but I love that it connects in a good way. Like that's what Marvel used to really succeed in with a lot between their TV shows and their movies
Right.
for its time, and I think they've leaned into
But
it
yeah,
well with
but
not trying to go multiversal, but like chapters.
yeah, to some extent, like I think I know that a lot of people kind of dunked on WandaVision. I don't know why. I think WandaVision was actually creatively very smart.
Yeah.
It is
Yes.
is very it was, that show was a lot of fun. And it was good. But everything after that has really been like hit and miss. Like it's good, but it's not that good. It's fine. And you get Moon Knight. Everyone forgets about Moon Knight. And Moon Knight was actually one of the more enjoyable ones, to be honest with you. And then you get the She-Hulks. You probably haven't seen Agatha, but I heard it was fine. I heard Agatha was fine. So,
Yeah,
they
but
could
people
learn.
lose interest. That's the hard part. Like when you're
Right.
not giving people, you're just almost like quantity that they just keep pumping out shows
Yeah.
that's like could have good stuff. It's good to see, obviously that they're trying to have something now that's like you can tell. 2021 was when the Batman, or 2022.
It came out 22 because I got delayed
That's what it
for the
is.
pandemic.
Yeah.
I still remember,
So-
dude. We were having lunch when we
Yeah.
saw the first pictures, and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
next week we're working from home.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's
It's
true. We were
nuts,
sitting
right?
together at a lunch break and we were looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
I remember that. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
And yeah, so like, the fact that it's like 2 years later, and instead of just pumping out a new movie, they gave us a show that's really good quality like that, and then you get a movie. It's gonna help amplify it. So I can't wait to talk about it more in depth, and
Yeah. We'll
the
get to
character
it.
study that they do on it for sure as you get through it. And I can't wait to talk more about obviously Rings of Power, but But yeah, I won't get into it much because we got a great show today with great stuff. So I'm excited to be back. Last week I talked a little.
Yeah.
You guys might have seen the clip that I put out about the whole rumors reports from from our deadline. I want to say
We
that
can
put out
segue
about
into the Star
Finding
Wars stuff
Pittsburgh.
from there.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Like, definitely I won't repeat all the same things, but I would recommend you guys check out that video if you want to hear my thoughts on what that trilogy what I think they're doing with that trilogy and what the reports are, but long and short of it is I believe that it is not going to be the continuation of the Ray Skywalker trilogy. I think it is connecting to the Logan director, his project that he's doing that's supposed to be the origins of the Force.
Right.
That was all speculation. That's hearsay. I break it down a little further of why I think that's the case if you watch that video on the channel. But Star Wars is having a lot of different news recently.
That was supposed to be like that Origins of the Jedi thing that was supposed to be Taika Waititi's movie, which I think it's shelved, like, right? It's like
Yeah, that's what
probably
yeah.
not gonna have anything. Joel, I'm having trouble loading up the
I got you.
the article, but
Yeah,
go ahead, dude.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, this is bullet points because it's a long article from the Hollywood Reporter.
Right.
But there's some new reports of what's going on inside the offices of Lucasfilm. And these are just some of the main things I'm just gonna hit off right at the bat. Multiple films are in development from Star Wars that overlap characters and timelines that could impact the others from happening. Rey is a key character on several of these films. Some Lucasfilm directors are aware of what others are working on, while others are not. The OG trilogy is considered the Old Testament. You're being, in quotations, you're being asked to create the New Testament, and no one can agree on anything, and there's a lot of second guessing about meanings. Another source says Star Wars is a nostalgia-based enterprise, and they are running out of ways to create nostalgia. To make a standalone movies or continuing the Skywalker saga in any form is a fundamental question the company faces as it tries to move forward. TV side has a lot more freedom and is not having these problems. It's mostly facing the film side. That's a lot that I just went through there. But Obed, what the heck is going on at Lucasfilm?
I haven't watched that new trailer for Skeleton Crew, but that first one was real good. I'm really interested in that. So, it would seem like TV where Filoni is involved and it seems like Favreau, yeah, and it seems like Kathleen Kennedy is a little bit more hands off when it comes to the TV stuff. That seems to be running fine. Like, I think Ahsoka was fine. Andor, again, excellent. Andor season 2 comes out April, right, next year.
April next year.
Yeah, very much looking forward to that. And yeah, Skeleton Crew looks good. So when it comes to that, I'm good, right? When it comes to the movie, okay, yeah, Star Wars is a nostalgia-based enterprise. Like, there's no question about it. That's it, right? We don't care about the new stuff. Like, we don't want to see any. It kind of stinks that they're treating the old movies as the past, right? But like, where's Shadows of the Empire? Like, where are these stories that happen in between? And then we got I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play Outlaws to get the in betweens, right? I can play the Jedi games, the Survivor and Fallen Order, right? Those are excellent. Those, it's great. But I don't want to go out of like the main media to get my stuff. I don't want to have to grab a book or something. And just give me a visual nostalgia trip. That's Star Wars, right? I think that that was the key to The Force Awakens' success, and they tried to treat it like the past, and they messed up after that.
Yeah.
They have to come to the realization that in order for them to capitalize properly on Star Wars, you need the nostalgia. I'm gonna give you a really good example, Joe. Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles. They're selling you the Mutant Mayhem, and they're selling you the new show and whatnot. They're selling you those toys, but they still have the classic toys in the shelves, right? And they have reproductions, and then they have the jumbos, and they have everything's back, right? So that's how you use a brand to your advantage, and that's something that Star Wars hasn't done. Like what do they need to produce like 48 million figures of like Rose? I wouldn't have done, a single run. I was like, make it like one of those rare yeah, like if they want to succeed, make it a limited run. If you buy it, you buy it. If not, it's gonna be like Watto. Like no one cares about Watto, right? Back in the when the prequels came out, make 100 Wattos. Don't make 1,000,000. Then Watto's gonna be worth a bunch of money afterwards, and that's what you needed to do. But no, you go to like this clearance places and you see bins of all these Star Wars figures that no one wants. And at the same time, I try to go find a Vader figure. I can't find it because they're not selling them, or maybe I'm not looking in the right place, right? Or maybe I have to import it, or maybe I have to get it from a toy website that's it's good. I know I'm gonna get the product, but it has a little bit of a markup. And that's fine when it comes to merchandising, but when it comes to the movies, which is where they move the money, right? You it sounds bad, but nostalgia is your crutch in this case, and use it to your advantage, and you gotta use it. Like you can't. I don't know. It is, again, to me, so mind-boggling that people want to like leave the old Star Wars stuff behind when that's what people want. Like, why are they so adamant and like, oh no, this is the past. We gotta leave it behind, and then let's focus on the new things. Well, the new things are not selling. You gotta, man. It's so simple, Joe. Like I don't know. It's like if two dudes talking about it can figure it out. I mean, come on, guys. It's like, really, like it doesn't this. I don't have to be a long-time Hollywood producer to know this. I don't need to have a degree in like film arts to know this. I don't need to have an economic degree to know that how to move money with these things, bro. It's easy. What's the problem, right? And that when you ask yourself that question, the problem is that they want to move away from the past, and they're tied to it. You know what? It's gonna take all of us. It's gonna sound dark, but it's gonna take my generation to just not be here anymore. So it's gonna take Disney another 40 years to get rid of us, and that way the newer generations could care about the newer stuff. But you can't wait 40 years to make money.
No, not at all.
You gotta make that money right away. So come on, guys. While we're here, you gotta use that nostalgia crutch, and it works like that in video games too. It's the same way, right? It's like every time it's like, look at every time they release a collection on like the Switch or PlayStation, like those Capcom collections that are coming out, the Contra collection, the Castlevania collection. Every time those things come out, they're huge hits because people remember that and people love that, and that's something that they don't have new products anymore, right? Technically, so they just go back to their nostalgia bubble, and that's great. use it to your advantage. I don't know. I really don't know what the big deal is. I really, it's all like ideological. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense at all. From a business standpoint, they're just wasting time, dude. Meanwhile, you over here, you gotta make money, and there's infighting, because they don't want to follow the most logical course of action. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I first of all, well worded. I love that you covered from merchandise to films. Like, I was just thinking just the film side problems, and you're not even wrong, because it affects the greater business of what's going
Right.
on. Like,
Yeah.
you follow the money, you can follow, what people are truly passionate about, and what decisions they're going to make, and why they would see more success in their films. When you look at even what merch is doing as well, I think, like, sometimes people undervalue those things. Sometimes execs just think we can use these projects to fund merchandise, and sometimes you can look at it both ways, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Like,
And
other than Grogu, they have not had a single like merchandise hit at all in since they bought Star Wars.
that's exactly where I was going to go when they were talking about specifically, like, it's nostalgia based, and like how you were saying, like, no one cares about any of the new stuff, like that. I agree. And the only thing that is new that actually proves again the nostalgia point is Grogu, because the whole thing with Grogu and the Mandalorian was that people started referring to him as Baby Yoda, like, because it was leaning on Yoda
Exactly.
from, like, you took something, you built a new foundation off of something that already existed.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like you weren't going in and reinventing the wheel. You just took something that was really awesome and now just add another layer to the lore. But they haven't done anything so far, thankfully, to undo the lore, because we still don't know how he got here. And every little time they keep dropping little details, they're doing it in a tasteful way that keeps you interested. The whole how he survived Order 66, and things like that, of that nature. And
Right.
is he a child of the Force? Is he a child of his species that, we only know two of them that ever existed, from like live action canon? Those are cool stuff. But when I see things in here like saying, the OG trilogy is considered Old Testament, and then we're being told to create New Testament, and there's like no agreement on what that is. That's to be expected. Like, to me, like, I actually don't look at that as like, this is chaos at Lucasfilm. They don't know, and no one can agree. Like, without doxing myself, I know a little bit about marketing. And what I will tell you is, at the end of the day, you try and get feedback from everybody, and you try to look at something like high overview, the best ways possible to take people with all different backgrounds, with all different things, to try and bring everybody together to all like one thing. And I'm going to tell you, realistically, it is impossible to please everyone. That is just absolutely true. And I'm not saying that Oba and I are saying to the people that you need to find a way to please all these fans. That by no means am I saying that. But what I am saying is, when you take into account the major pain points, and you say, like, hey, I know that people will be mad if we do this thing, don't even get close to it. Like, you need to be able to, and then you lean more into, this is what the audience are telling us, like you're saying, whether it be financially, verbally, all these things. Like, these are things that they want. It's not that hard to give people what they want. And it's almost like sometimes it comes across like they're intentionally saying, we don't want to give you what you want to spite you. That's a dangerous way, because it almost
Right.
feels like you're the enemy of the fans.
Yeah, it
But
does.
that's what you come across, like the enemy of the people in that way.
There has been certain moments where it does seem malicious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you're feeding, now you're feeding the mob of people. Like, why are they so angry? And you're like, well, you're literally throwing gasoline on fire. Like, if people already, like, instead of trying to be like a true peacemaker and trying to find ways to do new stuff, but also be like, and I'm not saying it's easy with Star Wars, but there's certain things that I'm saying that are like you said, like, are really key pain points that are obvious, and they just don't seem to look at it. I am hopeful. I am optimistic that if this is that they have a lot of rumors and news, this project and this movie, and things get canceled, and switching actors, switching directors and writers, whatever. But at the end of the day, there's only one project from a film wise that we know is literally just wrapped filming and is coming out, and that's the Mandalorian Grogu film.
Right.
Of all the projects, that's the one that I actually am the most excited for, anyways. So it's like I'm okay with this, right? But anything else, like if you're talking about Ray, you're talking about all these other things, keep taking your time to get it right. That's the message that they need to take back from all this. There is a way to do it right. I talk to enough people that say that they feel like they fumbled the bag with Ray, and yet they still find Ray to be interesting, meaning that there's a way to have a saving grace as time goes on. But that doesn't mean you
Okay.
just rush to just pump something out and then you fumble it again. Because if you double fumble, there's no recovery. Like there's no way around it. So yeah, I'm very very interested to see. I thought these reports was fascinating. The fact that we just got out of the whole Simon Kinberg rumors that maybe he's working on episodes 10, 11, 12, or maybe he's working on this prequel. Literally, Deadline said there two sources inside of Disney told him two different things. So that's leads into the conversation here. They don't. There's not some directors talking to each other and they don't really know what's going on.
Right.
Man, crazy stuff. I think we're gonna have a lot more to talk about Star Wars very soon. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see for sure. Joel, are you ready to pay to fork up for DLC at the parks? We already do. They already have park DLC. Is it gonna get worse? I don't know. It could potentially. Rumor is that they're still struggling finding a successor for my boy Bob Iger, and one of the names that got thrown out there was Andrew Wilson, the CEO of Electronic Arts. Um,
That's a choice.
let's not. Okay. First of all, we can't be as disingenuous as to think that Electronic Arts is a poorly run business, because it's not. They make money. They make money. They need to cut when they need to cut. They cut when they need to push. They push. When they want to sell you packets of like loot boxes for what used to be FIFA or whatever it's called now, they'll do it. They'll sell it. Right? They know what they're doing. My concern is the approach that Andrew Wilson could bring to Disney, and seeing that EA was a pioneer in the like DLC season pass, sort of like this like online pass type of movement, right? Like they were the first ones that sell you a game that would come with an online pass, and if you use that code and you sold the game, the next person that bought the game couldn't play online because you used your pass, and then that person would have to buy a pass to play online. So, like this guy, and that was John Riccatello's, like before Andrew Wilson, right? Which is even more concerning at that time, right? I think that since Andrew Wilson joined EA, things have we don't hear a lot of bad mouthing about EA anymore. The eye is still there, but I think that it's moved on to like Ubisoft and PlayStation and Microsoft now to some extent. They own everything now, so whatever. But we've seen it like people don't hate on EA as much as they used to. Like back in the PS3 days, dude. Like we all hated EA. It was something else. But they turned around, right? And I think they have been they're a very profitable company. I think it's well run, and it's a well oiled machine, and they know how to do business and how to run their business not only internally but also with partners. Like they did it with Disney. We can't be as so blind as to think like those Jedi games. They're EA, right? EA made it happen. Where's Battlefront 3? EA, the heck, we're still waiting. But I think that from a business standpoint, I don't think that's a bad move, especially bringing in an outsider that could it could inject the energy that um, that Eisner had when he came on board, right? You're bringing someone from outside the company. That person's gonna be in charge of doing the thing, sure, right? I think that Disney could benefit from that based on performances of everyone else that's on the list. Um, I don't. My concern is that yeah, they're gonna monetize it even more.
Right.
Like it's already getting like there's already like park DLC again with Lightning Lane and all that. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's park DLC, man.
that is a great, bro. That's a
It's
great title
it's
for that.
awful. You buy your park ticket, but you don't get a full experience. Still got to buy the DLC to be able to jump the lines, man. So that's my concern. My concern is that the company could take a turn into like even more to that extreme. Like it's pretty extreme now, and I freaking hate it. But it could take a turn. But on the other hand, it could benefit from someone from the outside coming in and bringing new ideas, fresh ideas. Hey, this is what we used to do. Let's
Yeah.
do this thing. Um, instead of like monetizing, uh, why don't you like bring it in from the outside? Like bringing in someone like Andrew Wilson is like, why don't we like gamify the parks? Like make it more of like a game instead of just going in and
Interactive.
right instead of just being there on a line for 3 hours, right? So it could there's pros and cons, right? I joke, yeah, the Disney DLC, right? But it is a concern, but at the same time, I don't think it's the worst idea ever. I think it's I think we're good. I think that's a better option than Chapek at the end of the day. That's just me. So
Chapek ain't coming back, so
no,
there's
yeah,
only
yeah,
one way
no,
to find out.
no, bro. Screw that.
We will never know, at least to our ability, right? I don't think we'll ever know what happened, but whatever it was, the fact that in a matter of 48 hours that dude was gone after from a board meeting, it was bad.
That NDA has to be airtight, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, you're right. Like
Those
there's so much.
NDAs have to be like,
Whew,
bro,
like it was
bro,
egregious.
right, right. Yeah, but what do you
Whew.
think, dude?
Yeah, I was shocked when you sent this to me. I I instantly wanted to hear your reaction more than anything because like you have a very good pulse on just in general like Disney operations, the history of Disney, and in addition, obviously what they've been doing at EA. Like I watch and keep up from a distance, but I look at more of just like the products than I do how they run their business.
Right.
But that is also a leading indicator of that as well. Clearly, Disney has had a good relationship with EA. Some of the games that they have licensed out has been Disney-based IPs, and EA is a company that I would refer to as stable, but not the most progressive company. I would say either. They're not like the kind of company you look at that really is leading the game space either. Like they're consistent in what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Disney needs a little consistency. Disney needs a little clarity. They need
Absolutely.
to find their step, and when they find their step, stick to it. They
Yep.
had that. They had that, and then they
Yeah.
screwed it up with JPEG. So what they don't need is to have somebody come into the parks and come into the business with the movies and say, I have all these ideas to turn the ship around and starts going radical with like changing everything.
Yeah.
You have to have changes. There's some things that need to be undone, and some things are going to take time to undo. From unfortunately the Chapek days, like and we're seeing
Yeah.
that unravel even in front of us now. But as long as you have someone who's at the helm of the ship, who's consistent, says this is at the end of the day what we're reaching, and we're going to make sure we stick to this and keep everyone accountable, they're going to be fine. I don't know that this is the guy to do it, but there's parts of me that's optimistic and says maybe. I like that someone outside the Disney company. I like that if this is going to be the case, I don't necessarily feel like anybody from within is the right person right now. I don't. There's
I
nobody. When we
agree.
walked
Yeah,
over the
I
list
agree.
last time, I'm not saying that they aren't. Like on the outside looking in, I don't feel good about it. I like the idea of the board saying we have faith in someone coming in outside and really earning that trust of the consumer and everyone else, and bringing a new
Yeah,
perspective.
other
Um,
than Josh, man, I don't think
yeah,
I don't think Walden's a good fit. I don't
no,
think
I don't think so either.
the ESPN dude. I think is
Yeah,
I don't know. Like there's some alarm bells going off there.
yeah,
But they could benefit from a fresh outlook. To be honest with you,
right.
they could benefit from someone coming in with fresh set of eyes. You know what? Not out of the question, dude. That that this could be a Pixar scenario where
Yeah,
like EA merges with Disney. Like there's a merger,
and
and and
that's a
then
great
and
point.
then he
Iger's good at
ends,
negotiating those last
dude,
deals.
and he ends up being CEO, right? Just like when Pixar um merged with when the merger happened with Pixar and Steve Jobs came in as like a board member. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
people
it's
forget.
yeah, it could be happen like that. Like they could,
Wow.
there could be a Disney EA merger, and dude, EA owning Disney forever, bro. Like,
What about like they finally bring a play pavilion, but like EA's involved in like the
oh,
tech and stuff behind
bro,
it?
at this point, I don't care if it's EA.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I think
dude,
I think it's solid.
EA could use that as a platform to like test out tech.
Correct.
Yeah, because
Wow.
that's what Epcot used to be. Like the uh, Sega had prototypes of stuff that got never released, dude.
Jeez.
When Sega was
Jeez.
there were 32X games that never came out, and
You
and
had
there
to
were
go to the park to play it.
there were prototypes and never came out.
Wow.
So
That'd be
this would be a
amazing.
great opportunity for EA to come in and start prototyping stuff at a
Bring
park.
back Disney Quest, but it's EA Quest.
Bro. Hey, you know what?
I'm just giving you free stuff,
I'm not
Disney.
saying, yeah, EA, Disney, we're over here giving you free ideas.
Yeah.
I and again, based on Bob's track record, it's not out of the question. Like it's not out of the question that a merger could happen.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
who
agree.
knows? Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Man, put it on the list, I guess.
I will. I will. I'm
I
adding
don't
it.
have a timeline for it though, because it's big. This is big. This is a huge deal. I already failed on the Apple one. So yeah, but no, we'll see. It's all rumors for now. We'll see if there's anything that really happens with that. Real quick, Joel. There were 3 Marvel trailers that got released over the weekend or over the week. We got a new trailer for Captain America: Brave New World, a new trailer for What If Season 3, and a new trailer for Thunderbolts. Um, I still feel the same about Captain America and Thunderbolts. I think
Yeah.
Thunderbolts looks like the more fun movie
Yeah.
to me. I don't.
Mhm.
There's something about Captain America that I think it's taking itself too seriously from the trailer.
Mm.
And I mean, we'll wait and see, right? I'm sure that there's gonna be some levity to the movie. It's the way that Marvel movies are written, but there's something off about it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Um, it looks good, like visually, right? It looks good. It looks like it's an intriguing storyline, and it looks like it's gonna be like a spy thing. Like they're kind of trying to do the Winter Soldier thing again, but I don't know. It seems like it's too serious. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do serious movies. I think they should, of course. Um, but I don't know. There's something off about it. Thunderbolts, on the other hand, it seems like it's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, those are the guys that I would probably like to hang out with more than rather than Sam Wilson. So, uh, so I'm
Wow.
not saying, hey, I'm not saying that
Wow.
Sam Wilson
That's crazy,
is.
bro.
I would rather hang out with Bucky.
Wow.
He's a way cooler.
What?
He is way cooler than Sam, dude. Yeah,
Whoa. That's
brainwashed
crazy.
assassin. Bro, I'm just saying. It's like I don't know, like Sam. It's like you. What happened, man? You used to be a lot more fun than that. Like, well, why so
And then he
serious?
had the burden. He had the burden of the country on his shoulders. That's
Right?
what happened.
That will break a
I couldn't
man,
resist.
dude. That will break a man. I'm telling you.
Changes you.
It broke me.
And gave you a
It broke
cough.
me, and I'm not even involved. What the heck?
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. No, like so, like trailer wise, like I think they both were good.
Right.
And I think both films, like I'm even more excited for both films after these trailers. But I'm with you. But for me, it's not necessarily because of what I'm seeing in the trailer. The trailers actually, to me, isn't making me like for Captain America isn't making me any less interested.
Right.
It's just unfortunately because of what I keep reading from places that I believe to be more credible, saying that like it has early reviews that it's really a problem, and then I keep reminding my head that it's double shot and there's some other speculation of things that had been issues with the film that makes me every time I see it have like lowered expectations, even though like in my mind I'm like, oh my goodness, like this gives me Civil War vibes. Like this last
Yeah.
trailer
Yeah.
reminded me of if you guys you're watching this, like go on YouTube after this and check out the trailer for the Super Bowl for a Civil War at the time. I won't forget it. You know, you had like this really awesome sizzle, you know, united we stand, divided we fall, over, cut, and you were like, okay, this is about to be a showdown. This is gonna be great. And I kind of felt similarly with this one, and I feel like to me they have held out a lot of major points. There's been speculation that the Hulk will throw hands with Red Hulk in this film at some point.
Oh, you think
That
so?
Bruce Banner will be in it.
Okay.
There's speculation of that. I have to lower expectations and not expect that, and then if it happens, I can be sitting there going, boom, we got it, great. But I have things like that says it gives me hope, but I'm lowering expectations. But the trailer looks good. Now, as it pertains to Thunderbolts, on the other hand, man, that I don't. It's like a secret film that I should not be excited for.
Right.
Like I don't respectfully, I don't care about these characters that much. I can't pretend like, oh, I'm gonna go and be real excited about my Yelena and you know, Taskmaster and all,
Yeah.
like those are characters that are cool that I know, but it's like I'm not pretending like, you know, I'm gonna be offended if they mess it up. Like Marvel can afford for that movie to be bad. They can take
I was gonna
risks.
call the guy Red Cyclone. That's Zangief.
Yeah, right. The Red Guardian.
Red Guardian.
Like they can mess up on this movie, and I'm okay. It's like with Guardians when they did the first Guardians 2014. If they messed up on that movie, nobody can pretend to go home like I'm so offended they
You
messed up
got
on
it.
Ain't nobody cared about the Guardians before 2014. And
You
if
got
you
it, bro.
take high risk and potentially high reward, it paid off. I think it's a
Which was the
treatment
opposite
that's what I
to
like about
which was
it.
the opposite to Eternals. Like
To Eternals, and I'm okay with
that
that.
was a snooze
Like I don't like
fest,
it.
and no one liked it, and
And throw it
yeah,
away.
right.
And that's okay. You can afford to do that because ain't nobody care about Eternals. You know, like so if it did great, it could have been a great payoff. It didn't, in my opinion. But like Thunderbolts has that leeway. I'm telling everybody this is separate from just with these two movies, with everything coming about, and even with What If that they have you know, the trailer for. Like there's only two projects that I telling you they cannot mess up on in Joel's book. Like this is like the gospel according to me. These are the two films that they cannot. Two projects, one a film, one a TV thing. They cannot mess up on Daredevil Born Again. If I watch that and that absolutely flops, I'm gonna be mad. And they cannot mess up on Fantastic Four, the first family.
Yeah.
Those two ones have to hit. You can fail on the other projects, and I'll give them a pass if those two ones hit. And those, like everything else, bro, take your risk, do your thing, let it come out. Don't spend a bunch of money on the marketing. Let's just see what happens. Could be cool.
Right.
But you need to make sure in the editing process and every single thing you're going through, you don't Fantastic Four, you don't need to go crazy. You don't need to go try and make Oppenheimer or something. Just make a fun movie. Make it a happy, fun, simple origin story, the first family. You don't need to go crazy. You don't need to throw in all this crazy stuff. just make it good. Like the early 2009, 2008, like early Marvel days origin films. Like do like Shang-Chi did. Play it safe,
Right.
make a nice movie. That's all you got to do with it. Daredevil's got a legacy. Season 1, 2 and 3, I like them. I have favorites throughout them, but the whole thing as a whole is actually maybe one of the best things Marvel's done
One
on
or
television.
two are
Outside of
freaking incredible.
outside of WandaVision and Loki and stuff, like that's up there in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, season 1 and 2 of Daredevil are just so freaking good, and then season 3 is really good. It's just that it's I think that season 3 got affected by the show, the crossover show. What was the name of it?
Punisher?
No, the
Iron Fist? Defenders.
Defenders. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Got
think
affected by
Defenders kind of affected season 3, but even with that, it was good. So
Still, yeah, exactly. Kingpin's still great, and
Right.
your bullseye thing is really solid.
yeah.
So I'm hopeful, and my point with the fact that they're adapting the Born Again storyline, like you should have Moon Knight. There possibly will have Spider-Man, Peter Parker, even have a cameo in this. Like, there's a lot
And
of
they're
things
saying
that they
Moon
can
Knight
do.
season 2 got canceled. They said, right? I think this
Yeah,
week.
well, okay. I'm not gonna. I don't know exactly. I should look into this. What's actually fully public out there? I don't want to say it on the show. I'll talk to you offline. There's someone that you and I need to talk to that knows people, but
Okay.
you're following my drift.
Okay.
But there's been reports about the Blade thing being basically put on indefinite hold, right?
Yep.
And there's another project that Blade and Moon Knight they're gonna be together. So you take that as you want, but it's definitely happening. So Moon Knight will be back. Moon Knight will be back, and probably in a more glorious light than his own TV show. And I don't think the TV show was horrible. I think it was fine.
It was good. I liked it.
But I don't want a second season. I want him to personally be used in a bigger scope. And if they had a second season, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah. It's just me. So yeah, like what they could be playing, I think people will be happy with. That's a separate conversation we'll talk about offline for sure. Yeah, man. I mean, what if season 3? If you want to talk about that really briefly,
dude, that looks good. That looks real good. Yeah. That looks real good. So, yeah, kind of like sad to see that this is gonna be the final one, because I really enjoyed both. I think both were a lot of fun. There was one episode last season that was arguably bad. I think it was the Christmas one, right? I think.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything was pretty good. I think the storm thing at the end was awesome. That was so good.
So good. X-Men 97 Storm.
Yeah, that was so good. So, yeah, like they're starting to cross over now. So, I'm sure that's part of their plan for the future. So yeah, it looked good. Like I think all 3 trailers that they put out, all 3 trailers were good. It's just that, again, I do have my concerns about Cap. We'll see. So, hopefully I'm wrong.
I agree
with that.
I agree.
So. Couple of gaming news here. There's because of the success of all the PC handhelds, people went out and asked Microsoft about, hey, are you planning to do anything to compete with Steam Deck and ROG Ally? And Microsoft confirmed that they are working on a device, but it is in the future. No, nothing that they're working immediate for that'll happen right now. This is probably going to be a next gen companion. So here's the rumor on this, is that PS5 Pro came out last week. Rumor is that Microsoft is not going to do the midlife refresh, and instead, yeah. So rumor is that PS6 is going to come out 2028. The rumor is that Xbox is not going to do the mid refresh, and they're just going to try and release in 2026 for the next gen.
Wow.
So maybe this will be a companion to that. maybe this would be the device. We don't know. It's like I've seen people using external GPUs for the ROG Ally, and it runs really well. So it could be a scenario where you have a device like that, and you dock it into an external GPU, and for your TV. So who knows, right? It seemed like they were working on a box based on information that they put out there, podcasts and presentations. So it seems that's a possibility. So this device could be potentially a less powerful companion to that, which of course would make sense. But yeah, what do you think, man?
Well, looking at the success of the PlayStation, gosh, what's the name of the PlayStation
Portal.
handheld Portal? Look at the success of the Portal, which was out of nowhere and has actually sold me, and I want one. I don't need it, but I want it. Like, like I think clearly there's a handheld market still out there. The Switch market has been extremely successful. It only makes sense for them just if you're trying to follow the money pattern. Why not develop this hardware? I think it's a
Right,
no-brainer. You said you've seen with the ROG Ally and stuff like that. Like, why not have your own? Why do you need
dude.
to
They're
let the other
like
competitors
they're
get a piece of
already
the pie?
they're already on sale for like Black Friday on Best Buy. Like the ROG Ally, pretty good
Oh,
price.
really?
Yeah,
No way.
let me look it up. Hold on.
So that's it. That's fascinating here. But then I don't know if you saw also their marketing campaign recently. This is an
Oh yeah,
Xbox. I think it's hilarious. I think it's smart. It's hilarious,
you
but I think
think
it's I
so?
will give them credit.
You think
Like,
so?
this is a bento box. This is an Xbox for your lap. This is an actual Xbox. This is a cat
So
box. This is there.
here's how I feel about that. Right, I think from someone that's not an Xbox fanboy,
Right.
it seems like a good marketing strategy. I think this is a good marketing strategy for the casual market.
Right.
Hardcore Xbox
Oh, no,
fanboys
no.
probably feel betrayed by this. I don't know. I haven't looked. So
But I think it's clearly they're sending a message, like how we've been talking about predicting the future of them. Like, guys, we need to get away from your traditional console, and like
right,
Xbox is turning into truly just a brand, and like they're really phasing out of like having just their stuff be exclusive to their own hardware and really making Game Pass their business, and like those. So like there's clearly signs that that's the way they're going, but.
right.
But yeah,
It's
interesting handheld news. We'll see.
ROG Ally 349 right now on Best Buy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So
Interesting.
because I've been like I'm telling you, I've been looking at them, right. So um, I've been looking at the ROG Ally, and I've also been looking at the um like the budget friendly like retro handhelds. I've been looking into that. So it's been like my last week. You know what? It's like I need to take my
Right.
mind off of stuff. Let's look at retro handhelds, and
Cool.
went down that rabbit hole, and there's some really impressive stuff out there that's like for $80 on Amazon. You can get a really nice device that you can run, anything up to like PS1 or and
No
Dreamcast
way.
and Dreamcast. Yeah, man, it's awesome. So so I've been looking into those because they're super cheap. They're small, and throw in a backpack and put in a pocket or whatever.
Sure.
The and then I'm still holding out for that Switch. I don't think that announcement is gonna come out. It's not gonna happen this year. But I think it's gonna happen more than likely how it happened with the original Switch, which was like in January, February, and then the console came out in March or something like that. So you'll
Yeah.
probably they're not gonna run the risk of having people not buy a Switch this holiday season, and
Yeah.
so so that's what's probably gonna happen. So whenever that happens, I'm gonna get it. Like there's, I think the Switch is phenomenal, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gotten to the point where it just chugs, man.
It's done.
It's
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 done.
time, yeah, yeah. And it's fine, right? You can still run your like first party stuff that runs really well, but then when you're trying to do like I don't know if you've seen the Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch, dude, that thing is embarrassing. So,
I
um,
just saw NBA 2K on it and it was rough. So I don't
oh,
want
you
to know
saw
what Mortal
oh,
Kombat looks
really?
like. Yeah.
Bro, Mortal Kombat looks like a PS2 game on it. It's rough, dude. So, it's funny because I was talking to my daughter because she was asking about Sparking Zero, the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero on Switch. Is like, oh yeah, it's not happening on Switch.
Yeah.
Um, but then I showed her Sparking Zero on the Rogue Ally, like a video of it, like someone running, and it was running pretty good. And it's like, oh, so maybe that game is probably gonna come out for the new Switch. I was like, yeah, because now you Switch that they can't do this like Unreal Engine 5 games on Switch. So now they gotta, you know, they gotta do something because they're gonna start missing out on these games.
They
Um,
will. They will.
yeah, we'll talk about it. You know what? And
Yeah.
we can transition into that because there's some information that got out there about the successor and the current Switch. So the only information that Nintendo confirmed is full backwards compatibility. Yay!
Yeah.
So finally, we know that. That's great. That's gonna happen, because I think that there's absolute masterpieces that came out on the Switch. Not only games that were on the Wii U that people never played and that got ported, but the Zeldas, Mario Odyssey, um, the Bayonetta 3. Um, there's the Pikmin and all that stuff that didn't come out on anything. So, pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Luigi's Mansion, another really good one. So, oh wait, hold on. Oh, there's making noise. Stop, Chrome. Guess on the podcast. I don't want to get flagged. So, they confirmed that that's happening. So that's good. And they've also confirmed. I'm gonna reopen the site here. Hold on, because it was just playing an ad and then it freaked me out. 146.04 million Switches sold. The Echoes of Wisdom, the Zelda game that just came out, 2.58 million. That's pretty good for a game that me personally I don't care about. It's not my Zelda cup of tea, but that's great that people are enjoying it. Like even games like Pikmin have sold more than what they did in the GameCube and Wii U combined. So really good stuff. They're getting there. Close to PS2 numbers. Will they make it? Probably, but yeah, man. What do you think of this sales and the backwards compatibility announcement?
Yeah. Yeah, when I saw the backwards compatibility announcement, I got really excited. It seemed like a no-brainer, but let's be real, that they didn't have to do it. They didn't have to do it, but they did it, and I'm glad they are. And I think it's something that's going to help for a transitional, considering that, let's be real, it is their most successful, launch of a console, the Switch. And so if you're trying to get people to the next gen, and people who might say, like, there are gonna be people who are going to say, I'm not running to the next one because I'm happy playing my old games because of how much it's beloved. It's easier to tell people you can play this brand new Mario Kart, blah, 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 and you can still play your old one and not have to spend any additional money,
Right.
just updating hardware. Now, that's an easier sell, I think. Clearly, it worked back in the day with PS2 to your PS1. I think this is going to be a PS2 type situation with the new Switch in the sense of like a easy transition, but truly a visual
Right.
noticeable difference like for its time. And I know for some people like, what are you talking about? PS2 look terrible. You had to be there at its time to know like that was a big deal and that was a transition. I think it's gonna be the same thing that you're gonna see here with this, and that'll be great. So yeah, that's my take there. Now as it pertains to just like overall sales, and I don't know, man. They have nothing to worry about. This is why we're having a delay in this release. They're gonna have it. Like I know you have your concerns, what you were saying about hey, they're gonna be falling behind, but they have an answer. Like we know it's coming.
Right.
They're just taking their time with it, and it will be early next year. I'm
sure.
You want a Joel prediction? It's gonna be early next year. I feel confident. I wasn't gonna say this last year because something about it this last year felt like they were dragging their feet because there wasn't enough rumors that
Right.
made me feel like good about. I felt weird about PS5 Pro. You were more confident than I was, and you nailed that deadline of when exactly it would be released. I mean, you were like maybe a week off in your prediction. That's the same thing, basically. That's amazing. Um, I didn't even feel as confident about the Pro, so we'll see. But it'll be early next year. It'll be fine.
Yeah. No, we'll see for sure. Joe, I don't know if you saw that Sega is delisting a bunch of games. So they're cooking something.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
what's going
happening.
on, but Sega's cooking something. I don't know if it's gonna be another micro console repackaging, but the and I'm doing this as a PSA. Um, the Sega Genesis Classics, that's on basically every console and PC. It's 50 Sega Genesis games. That's gonna get delisted everywhere. So that's getting delisted on Switch, PS4. I don't know. I don't remember if it's on Xbox, but it's getting delisted on Switch and PS4, and then on PC they're delisting a bunch of stuff. Like not only that,
Mm.
they're delisting like Dick Ryan Radio, Crazy Taxi, like Dreamcast stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they're cooking something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but um, I highly recommend that if you have even a passing interest on Sega Genesis stuff, to get this collection before it gets delisted. It's available on physical, right? I'm sure that that's gonna go up. I have it on PS4. I think I bought it for like $7 on a sale,
Wow.
and you get 50 Sega Genesis games, dude. It's an incredible value. There's some really really good games there. So as a PSA, I'm putting out there, guys. If you're interested, um, grab it because it's getting delisted. I don't know what Sega's cooking. I'm very very curious. I'm very excited for Sega, dude. I don't know why. Like
Oh,
Sega,
dude, you should
Sega's
be.
been
You should
cooking
be.
for. Oh, speaking of Sega, I did get Metaphor ReFantasia. I haven't played it yet. It's back here, sealed, but I did get it. I'll jump into that in a few weeks here. But man, Sega's had. I am very happy for Sega. Like being a Sega kid and seeing Sega do this well now, it's really exciting. It's like, yeah, you don't have a console anymore, but like they're everywhere and they're putting out quality stuff. So, um, real happy to see them. So, V be this successful this late, right? Because when you think about it, they were like almost gonna be gone, and they turned it around. So, but yeah, no, as if you're interested, it's out there, Switch and PS4 and PC, and highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's real good. So, get these games before they're gone. And yeah, man, it's basically it. Good to be back.
Great to be back. Good stuff. Great show today. So much to talk about.
Yep. Go
All
ahead
right.
and
Well,
take it home.
absolutely. Everyone, thank you for sticking with us. Stay tuned. Stay subscribed. We're on podcast platforms of your choice: Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon Music. Sound us. Find us. I'm tired, y'all. I gotta go to bed.
We have a
Follow us.
long day tomorrow, sir.
Long day. Uh, follow us, subscribe to us on those podcast platforms, write reviews, do all that good stuff that really helps us out. Also, we're on the video version if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're dropping comments and liking videos. All the YouTubers say it, but really it's a way of you supporting the show without giving $1. We're not asking for that. We're just asking you to press some buttons and make sure you help support us that way. That really helps us out. Additionally, you can follow us on social media at No Load Time. It's at No Load Time. Facebook, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, X, all the ones that have been deleted. And we'll be out there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trolling. And then but then also we love you. Follow us on our Twitch account, No Load Time altogether. We're on Patreon. If you do want to support us financially, you can do that as little as $1 a month. Literally just $1 for every 30 days. You can help support our show, and we'd appreciate if you kindly consider doing it, only if you can. And then last but not least, if you have a question, comment, or feedback, you can always write in the comment section. You can always a message or two. Plus, you also can send an email. Send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. And maybe we'll even talk about what you send in on a future episode. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.